Welcome to Lesson 10. We want to update you on the course, and we want to talk about completing this course successfully now. And we want to talk about assisting you to kind of finish out the course and try to start plugging some things together with what you've been doing, and again talk about some of the things we talked about before, and then add a few new things to help you think about it where you're at. And I hope you were up to date. I hope you've been keeping up with the work such as your competency statements, task analysis, and your articulation. And you've been staying in contact with your instructor, at least in an electronic method. It's important. Well, so far, I suppose you should have accomplished the following. You should have been working hard on the resume, the position description, your job task analysis. You should have done at least 25 competency statements. And you should have done the articulation. Now you're saying, well, I'm still going back and honing in on these. I'm working on them. That's fine, but we spent quite a bit of time on this. We didn't spend much time at all, just mention the competency grid. Competency grid, of course, is on the OCED website. There is a template for it where you will take your DOT numbers and you plot them on there. Data, people, and things on the competency grid. And the competency grid is listed, as I said, in the OCED website. But we didn't spend a lot of time on some of these smaller areas. But we'll mention some other areas as we finish up the course, and we'll come back and also try to get you to think again on your comp statements. But there are 25 minimum competency statements. Well, the next thing you should have completed is you should have begun reviewing your educational, career, and personal goals. We talked a lot about stress, and we want you to think about your professional development hours. Also, continue to ask yourself during the course as you're finishing up, you're writing it, where am I going and which one of these courses is the most valuable for my future? So you're going to look back and you're going to say, I'm turning in to my instructor the professional development courses I want in this degree plan, and you've begun to weigh that, and you've looked at courses that are offered by distance learning, or if you're nearby the university, courses you can take live. You're going to go on the website of Occupational Ed and you'll see some suggested courses. You're going to go to the schedule for the university on the university website and see courses that are offered. And you're going to begin to look at that, and then you're going to look at the catalog on the website, and you're going to look at descriptions of courses. Hopefully you've been able to start doing that, because you need to be able to realize that you have some alternatives here, some alternatives to begin thinking about what you're going to do, and that's important. Keep going back and looking at these things. What other options have you considered? I'm wondering this point. You're over halfway through the course. Have you considered other options? Have you considered career and technology courses? We teach a number of courses in career and tech. There may be an area you can be certified in a public school. You can check on our website and see if we have anything that you could be. Review the CATE certification on the OCED website. And then there's some directions that'll tell you what to do. That's for public school teachers. That's an option you may not have considered, and we want you to start thinking about it. But in career and tech, there are some limited options for certification. It's located on the Occupational Ed website. If you want to deal with other areas of teaching, you will probably go to the College of Ed or some alternative certification in your area. But these are all things that you can begin to go back to the website and type in about teaching, look at those things, and just think about it if that might be a potential interest. Look at that in reference to your future. Have you considered another option of a master's degree when you finish? We have 2 master's degrees within our own program, a Master of Education in the Management of Technical Ed. Can help you to become a technical supervisor. It also is 36 hours. Then we have a Master of Science, Interdisciplinary Studies, which is about 39 hours. Each of these degrees have a unique audience. We can help you design a degree plan in the MSIS that will help you in the future. You say, well, I'm not even good and started on my bachelor's, but I'm trying to ask you to look forward to other choices. There are many other master's degrees at Texas State. These 2 are just 2 that are within occupational education. But if you are going to consider other master's degrees, either within our university or another university, contact them early on now and find out if there's any prerequisites that you could do and include in your professional development. Think about your goals. Are there any things you could do in this course to help you in the future? Where are you going? Be sure you know. So what I would do if I'm thinking about attending law school at the University of Texas, I probably would contact them early and indicate I'm finishing up my degree and find out any prerequisites or any requirements. Or I'm thinking of going to Texas A&M and College Station and get a master's degree. Let me contact the department by email, review the websites. Or if I'm going to University of Colorado, Stanford, wherever I'm going, I need to check on that ahead of time. And that's very important for you while you're in this course. Have you reviewed other certification programs, such as the Certified Public Manager, CPM? So if you're interested in management, check this out, this education. Would that assist you any? In the Certified Public Manager, check that out on the Texas State website. The OCED website has links. Some of you want to be managers in the public arena. Would this particular program be a benefit to you? Think about it, go in and research it. You need to realize that you could take a block of time for like an hour and search a lot of different sites very quickly and gain some information, and that'll help you in creation of the remaining part of your portfolio. It does help you go back and look at your goals again and be sure they're matching up. That's important. What else do you need for the portfolio? Some of you are now thinking, you know, I've really done well. I've done all that they ask. Have you looked at the contents of the portfolio from the OCED website? All the items in the portfolio evaluation sheet and waiver should be accounted for in your portfolio. If the item is not applicable, you'd be certain that it is not. So in other words, well, I don't think that instructor wanted that in the portfolio. Well, if it's on that sheet on the OCED website, be certain that you don't need it in your portfolio. And so you want to be sure you're accounting for all of those items. And your instructor may require you to have a textbook and may require you to have certain handouts or certain materials. You'll want to be sure you've been in compliance with the instructor's information through this course. What I've given you here electronically are general information to the best of my knowledge to help you finish a good portfolio and be successful in the BAAS degree, as well as hopefully a master's degree in the future. But your instructor also gives you a syllabus with expectations. You must be in compliance with those due dates in that syllabus, as we talked about. And also you want to be able to go to the site and download the portfolio evaluation sheet and waiver and look at it and be sure you're coming along well. Now there's several items that are to be discussed in the next lessons. We're going to talk about non-collegiate sponsored instruction. We're going to talk a little bit about credit bar exam, PERT charts, copies of your degree plan, and other documents. These are all things that we haven't put into the portfolio yet. Keep that evaluation sheet handy as you work through the course. Be sure you have the correct forms or information. So in the next lessons, we're going to be discussing some of these things in credit for exam, because some of you want to test out of some of your core courses. And you will go to a particular college and you'll wonder, I wonder if I can gain credit for this math course or this history course. And you will look back at the OCED website and see if there's any test information. And you'll look that up and you'll know your scores that you'll need. You'll talk about PERT charts, PERT charting all your goals. I hope you've done your goals yet for your education, career, and personal, professional goals. We're going to talk about that again in other lessons. So we want you to now keep that evaluation sheet handy, see where you are, and begin to look at that very carefully. I want to make certain that you have talked about a study partner. If you've got the correct items in it, those of you who have a study partner, be sure you both are critical about the work being done in the portfolio. You're having someone read and look and make sure you're putting all the sections in the portfolio. Be sure you get someone critical. If you're madly in love with someone and you know, they just think you are just the most wonderful thing in the whole world, and they just treat you like a king or a queen, maybe you better get somebody else to read, because they might not want to insult you. But if you've got a good relationship with this person where you can talk on the level of, you know, that really wasn't very good, I don't understand that. But be sure you get that study partner, and professors going to continue to send stuff. Let me give you an example about the study partner. Your study partner, friend or spouse, they can check off items that are completed. They can look through it with you. As they read your competency statements, they may ask, are you sure that's all you need to know to coordinate that activity? They may also say, it seems your job was more complex than this. So in other words, these people that are honest with you can look at those comp statements and look at that knowledge base and say, is that all you need to know to do that? Well, you sure are getting overpaid if that's all you know. And so you may realize after you're going through this with a study partner that your position is more complex, and you've not made it clear in your comp statements or your articulation. Your friend or study partner is giving you an important clue. If they can't see your point, how can the professor understand your portfolio? If they can't see your point, then the professor is going to look at that and say, well, this job sounds elementary to me. The knowledge base is not much. The skill wasn't much. They use the word talk. I can talk. Well, any of us can talk normally in various ways, and some in different languages. So, I mean, that's not something that you are looking at as something that may be as high level as you want. So you may go back and repair that. Remember we talked about in the job task analysis earlier that you may go back and make some changes? Well, it's not too late yet. You can always go back and swap something out in the task analysis, but swap it out in the competency statements too if it's an atomistic skill. And if it's a component skill, you have to go back and make some changes in your articulation, because you remember you had to address the component skills too. So it could affect all three levels. But realize your position is more complex. If that hits you, be sure you've really made it appear that it's complex. Now, this was a short lesson. You can probably squeeze this in a lot of your other lessons here. You can see that we are trying to get you motivated to go back and look at some of these things and work with that study partner. We want you to regroup at this point in time. We've looked at stress. We've looked at how you've been able to do career. We've looked at goal creation. Assess where you are. Go back and listen to the previous lectures on some of the things. The lecture is short. You can go back and conduct a review. Go back and do a quick review of some of the things that you've been working on. And then look at the things we talked about in this lesson that we're going to be discussing, the non-collegiate that are coming up. So when we hit the next lesson, we're going to hit some more important points, but I need to be sure you're up with me up to this point, that you are up to date. Stay with it. Have faith. Stay with this thing. Keep on going. Well, thank you very much for watching and listening to this lesson, and I continue to hope you're still moving along. Thank you very much.